The desert night was silent, a vast emptiness stretching in every direction, broken only by the whisper of wind over the dunes. Above, the stars stretched endlessly over empty sands, ancient witnesses to the secrets of the night. Suddenly, the silence shattered as explosions tore through a convoy of armored trucks, fire and chaos erupting in the darkness. There was no roar of jets, no warning on the horizon. The attack came from nowhere, a ghost in the machine, striking with invisible precision. In a distant, dimly lit control room, a soldier guided a Chinese-made Winglung 2 drone, delivering destruction from afar with a few keystrokes. This is the new face of warfare, not American or Russian, but Chinese technology now shaping the battlefield in ways never seen before. China's rise as a global arms supplier is quiet, but rapid, its influence spreading across continents. Beijing isn't just selling weapons, it's exporting influence, forging new alliances and dependencies with every deal. Drones, warships, and fighter jets are only the beginning of this transformation. The real power lies in the software, the encrypted data links, and the specialized training that come with these advanced systems. Buying a Chinese drone means buying into a Chinese system, connecting militaries to a network that always leads back to Beijing's command. This creates deep, lasting dependence, as foreign forces become reliant on Chinese expertise and support. Operators are trained by Chinese instructors, using Chinese interfaces, adopting Chinese tactics and strategies. The hardware is just the first step. The real product is reliance, a subtle but powerful form of control. The code that makes these machines fight is written in Beijing, updated and maintained from afar. Conflicts are changing, one drone strike, one software update at a time. As the digital battlefield evolves, weapons are now conduits of influence, not just tools of war, carrying with them the fingerprints of their creators. Data and software updates flow through Chinese channels, raising urgent questions about control, security, and loyalty. This is a quiet war, fought not just with firepower, but with code, training, and binding contracts that shape the future. The invisible invasion is already underway, quietly reshaping conflicts and alliances worldwide, one connection at a time. China's global strategy isn't just about economics or infrastructure. It's a comprehensive approach that weaves together military, technological, and diplomatic threads, creating a tapestry of influence that stretches far beyond its borders. Its arsenal of influence is built not only on weapons, but on entire ecosystems of control, systems that reach into the heart of foreign militaries and governments. When a nation buys a Chinese warship, it doesn't just receive hardware. It gets Chinese radar, missiles, and combat software. A package deal designed for long-term dependence and ongoing support. Modern military hardware is complex, requiring constant updates, technical support, and specialized training, all of which are provided by China, ensuring a steady link back to Beijing. This tethers foreign militaries to Beijing's defense industry, making them reliant on Chinese expertise and supply chains for years to come. It's not just a sale. It's a strategic partnership that can shape a nation's military doctrine and future alliances. The software running these systems is a black box. Users operate them, but China holds the keys, controlling access and critical updates. If relations sour, updates or spare parts can be withheld, turning advanced weapons into useless metal and leaving militaries vulnerable at crucial moments. This vulnerability forces nations to consider China's interests before acting, subtly shaping their decisions and limiting their independence. China's strategy is about building a network of dependent states, projecting power and influence without ever needing to fire a shot. Every sale extends Beijing's reach, creating a world where more militaries operate on Chinese standards, protocols, and technology. This is a quiet revolution in global military affairs, unfolding in boardrooms and training grounds rather than on battlefields. While the world watches China's economic growth, its arsenal of influence is silently reshaping alliances, redrawing the map of global power. The balance of power is shifting, one weapons contract, one training mission, one software update at a time. China's influence is subtle, but incredibly effective, embedding itself in the daily operations of foreign militaries. The real value isn't in the hardware, but in the dependence it creates, a web of obligations and connections that's hard to escape. Beijing's military technical web is changing the rules of global power, quietly but decisively shaping the future of international security. For decades, the West, especially the US, dominated the global arms market, supplying advanced weaponry to allies and shaping military balances around the world. But their sales always came with strings attached, complex agreements, political conditions, and expectations of alignment with Western interests. Strict conditions on human rights, alliances, and foreign policy left many nations frustrated and searching for alternatives, feeling excluded from the global arms market. China saw this gap and stepped in, offering advanced weapons and military technology with no political strings attached, welcoming countries the West had turned away. Pakistan's JF-17 Thunder fighter jet is a prime example, denied access to U.S. jets. Pakistan partnered with China to co-develop the JF-17, creating a new path for its air force. This wasn't just a simple sale, it was a transfer of technology, knowledge, and even military doctrine, allowing Pakistan to become more self-reliant. Pakistan gained not just a plane, but the ability to build, maintain, and upgrade it, forging a deep and lasting military bond with China that continues to grow. This model is now seen worldwide. Nations in Africa, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia increasingly turn to Beijing for affordable modern arms and long-term partnerships. China offers not just technology, but partnership and respect. No lectures, no interference in domestic affairs. In doing so, it's winning friends, building influence, and filling the vacuum left by restrictive Western policies, reshaping alliances in the process. The flow of military power is no longer one way. China is now a central player, actively shaping the future of global defense. A new global order is emerging, shaped by Beijing's willingness to supply, collaborate, and redefine the rules of the arms trade. China's military influence is most visible in the sky, with drones spreading across the globe. Companies like Chengdu and Kask export armed drones, Winglong, CH series, to dozens of countries. Cheaper and easier to acquire than US models, these drones are used in conflicts from Nigeria to Libya. They give smaller nations air power once reserved for superpowers, changing the nature of warfare. Drones allow strikes deep in enemy territory with minimal risk, but also raise ethical and legal concerns. China's market-savvy approach met global demand while the US hesitated. Now Chinese drones dominate the skies of many battlefields, making Beijing an indispensable security partner. The Dragon's wings bring both power and new complexities to global conflict. Buying Chinese weapons is like getting a high-performance car. You need the maker for every repair. Nations become dependent on China for updates, parts, and expertise. Modern warships and drones are flying computers, reliant on Chinese software and support. Regular updates and maintenance are essential, and only China can provide them. This dependence gives Beijing powerful leverage over its customers' defense policies. Training deepens the reliance. Soldiers, analysts, and technicians learn from Chinese instructors, often in China. This builds personal ties and aligns military thinking with China's doctrine. The support model ensures steady revenue for China and embeds it in foreign defense establishments. And over time, the golden handcuffs tighten. Switching suppliers becomes nearly impossible. Strategic autonomy is traded for advanced capability. The choice, once made, is hard to reverse. China's grip grows stronger with every system sold. China isn't just selling weapons, it's building a global network of dependence. Each sale adds a new node to a web centered on Beijing. Countries using Chinese drones, ships, or radars become part of a family reliant on Chinese technology and support. This creates a captive market. Once invested, nations are likely to keep buying Chinese systems for compatibility. The real value is in decades of upgrades, munitions, and support. Strategically, this network gives Beijing leverage in crises, controlling updates, protocols, and cooperation. China gains influence in regional security, not through alliances, but as the indispensable tech backbone. This is a profound shift in international security dynamics. The network projects power without bases or troops, just technicians, software, and training. A new military technical bloc is emerging, with Beijing at its center. At military bases worldwide, Chinese technicians are now a common sight. They work side by side with local soldiers, troubleshooting, updating, and training. These technicians are the human face of China's military-industrial reach, building trust and dependence on the ground. Warships and systems come with Chinese support embedded for years after delivery. In times of crisis, a nation's ability to fight may depend on these technicians, and on Beijing's approval. The Dragon's technicians are a constant reminder of where ultimate control lies. Western allies built military unity on interoperability, shared data, compatible systems, seamless cooperation. China's rise is fracturing this unity, creating a modern Tower of Babel on the battlefield. As nations adopt Chinese systems, they move away from Western standards, making coalition operations difficult. Allies flying US and Chinese jets may struggle to communicate or share targeting data. Mixed fleets can't integrate defenses, creating vulnerabilities. Ground units with incompatible radios risk confusion and friendly fire. This fragmentation weakens Western alliances and isolates nations that buy Chinese arms. It's a strategic win for Beijing, sowing division from within. The problem isn't just technical, it's a fundamental split in doctrine and trust. The world's battlefields are becoming more fractured and more dangerous. The age of territorial empires is over. Now, power is built on data, technology, and dependence. China is pioneering digital colonization, integrating nations into its technological sphere. Critical infrastructure and military systems are built on Chinese tech, creating invisible dependencies. Sovereignty remains, but autonomy erodes as nations rely on Chinese supply chains and expertise. The battlefield is the frontier of this new empire. Dependence shapes strategic choices. Technological ties are harder to break than alliances. Beijing's blueprints are shaping militaries worldwide, building an empire of influence. In this new era, the power belongs to those who write the code, not just those who wield the weapons.